This video will cover major-specific information for the majors in the Environmental Studies program. We will review major curriculum and sample course plans for the Environmental Studies and Environmental Science and Health majors. Both of these have a Bachelor of Arts and a Bachelor of Science option. We'll also review grade requirements, placement exams, GE and exam credit, and departmental resources and opportunities.
The Environmental Studies major is designed to give interdisciplinary background on the different aspects of solving environmental problems, from the science of how the world works to the factors that create environmental problems, to policy, management, and economic tools to solve those problems. Students interested in environmental policymaking, management, advocacy, education, science, and research may find the interdisciplinary nature of the Environmental Studies major ideal. Looking first at the Bachelor of Science in ENVS, students take a statistics course, 3 core natural science courses in biology, chemistry, and geology, 6 core environmental studies courses, 2 social science courses, and then their concentration. Note, environmental studies is in the process of updating their social science core classes so that students will have more options to fulfill this requirement. This change is highlighted here in yellow, and changes should be reflected in the catalog soon. In the Bachelor of Science, concentrations consist of 6 courses, and there are 4 concentrations to choose from: Oceans and People, Climate and Environment, Sustainability and Society, and Environmental Policy. Looking now at the Bachelor of Arts in Environmental Studies, it's a bit smaller than the Bachelor of Science degree. Instead of 3 core natural science courses, students choose 2 out of the 3 courses. Most students will choose to take BISC 103 and then 1 from Chem 103 or Geology 160 so that they can fulfill both their GED and GEE through their major coursework. For the social science courses, students in the BA take 1 course instead of 2, and just like in the Bachelor of Science, Environmental Studies is in the process of updating their curriculum to provide a larger list of courses to choose from. The concentrations in the BA are Science and Management or Policy and Management, and they consist of 4 courses each.
Here you can see a sample 4-year course plan for the Environmental Studies BS degree. This is just one example of how students can move through the major requirements over the course of 4 years. You'll see in red the USC core requirements, so foreign language, writing, and general education courses. In orange are the major requirements, and in yellow are the degree electives, or those courses that students take in order to meet the 128 units required to graduate from USC. You might be noticing that there aren't a lot of degree electives included in this course plan. If you have transfer credit or AP IB credit that can satisfy some of your requirements, have experience in a foreign language, take courses over the summer or additional courses during the semesters, or overlap your global perspective requirements, those GEs G and H, with your core literacy requirements, those GEs A through F, you can potentially free up some more elective spots in the sample plan, and your advisor can help you navigate this. Here is the sample plan for the Bachelor of Arts. You'll notice there are a few more of those yellow elective spaces with this plan compared to the Bachelor of Science.
The Environmental Science and Health major explores how the health of the environment and the health of people go hand in hand. This major was designed for those who want to go to medical or health professional school, but have an interest in the environment that they also want incorporated into their studies. If you're planning on going to medical school, this major will cover most of the required classes. Alternatively, some students gravitate towards this major because they have a strong interest in environmental science and want their experience to reflect that. These students may be interested in going to graduate school in the sciences, working in a laboratory, or working in a more technical job. This major gives solid academic preparation in the sciences. Looking first at the ENSH Bachelor of Science, students take general and organic chemistry, general biology, molecular biology and biochemistry, calculus, physics, and 7 environmental science and health courses. Like with environmental studies, there are some potential curriculum changes coming to this major as noted in yellow, so keep your eye on the catalog for official updates. The Bachelor of Arts in Environmental Science and Health is again a bit smaller than the Bachelor of Science. Students take the same environmental science and health courses, but the BA doesn't require organic chemistry, molecular biology, biochemistry, or a second semester of physics. Like with the BS, there are some potential curriculum changes coming to one of the courses in this major, so again, keep your eye on the catalog.
Here's the sample four-year plan for the Bachelor of Science in Environmental Science and Health. The same notes I shared about freeing up more elective space for the environmental studies major also apply here. So if students come in with credit or overlap certain requirements, there may be opportunities to free up additional yellow elective spaces. And here's the plan for the Bachelor of Arts in Environmental Science and Health. And you'll notice again that there are more elective spaces here than in the Bachelor of Science. This is a typical first semester freshman course plan for both environmental studies and environmental science and health. It has 2 USC core requirement courses and 2 major specific courses. Most students will take either a GE seminar or Writing 150 in their first semester, along with either a foreign language course or a GE. In terms of major coursework, for environmental studies, the most common combination is ENST 100 and Geology 160. For environmental science and health, the most common combination is ENST 320A and one from chemistry, math, or biology. But this will vary based on the individual student. Your first-year advisor will provide you with an individualized course plan so you'll know exactly what you should be enrolling in. Some students may also choose to enroll in an optional 5th course, such as a freshman seminar. Your tuition covers up to 18 units per semester. To graduate with these majors, you need to maintain a 2.0 GPA in upper division coursework for the major and a 2.0 cumulative GPA. All coursework that is applying to the major, both lower and upper division, needs to be taken for a letter grade. Major courses cannot be taken pass no pass. In general, all upper division major coursework needs to be taken at USC, with the exception of Chem 322A and B, which are part of the Environmental Science and Health Bachelor of Science degree. Those can potentially be taken elsewhere. Courses cannot count for more than one major requirement. And lastly, if you ever need to repeat a course, you need to make sure that you repeat that course before moving on to any other courses that require it as a prerequisite. It's highly recommended that you talk to your academic advisor if you ever need to repeat a course. Students in the environmental science and health major should plan to take the math and chem placement exams. Environmental studies majors are not required to take these exams unless they're interested in taking Math 125, Calculus 1, or Chem 105AL, Gen Chem A at USC. Neither of these courses are required for the environmental studies major, so that's why it's not required for those students. They are required for environmental science and health. All Dorrance Safe students are required to fulfill level 3 of a foreign language, so unless you're planning to start a new language that you have no experience in, or you have AP IB language scores that can satisfy the foreign language requirement, or you qualify for an exemption, you will need foreign language placement. Students who are starting in level 1 of a new language need to request declearance for level 1 of that language through the Language Center. They will verify that you don't have previous experience before they grant that declearance, which stands for departmental clearance. Incoming students during Welcome Trojans can take the Chem, Math, and Spanish placement exams online through Brightspace and should do so at least 10 days before their registration date. For other languages, there isn't an online exam, so incoming students should email language@usc.edu for preliminary placement based on experience, again, 10 days before registration. For continuing students or those who don't take exams online during Welcome Trojans, Math, Chem, and foreign language placement exams are offered during Welcome Week and throughout the year on specific days. Register through the Language Center. For ENVS and ENSH, some of the major requirements overlap with GE requirements. For environmental studies majors, GEC can be satisfied when you take ENST 100. For both ENVS and ENSH, GEs D, E, and F can be fulfilled by the biology, physical science, and calculus or statistics courses that are required for both majors. If you are not pre-health, credit from certain AP and IB exams can satisfy major requirements. For ENSH students in particular who are pre-health, we often recommend that you take any pre-health prep courses in college because medical schools and health professional schools may not accept AP or IB scores for these common preparatory classes. If you have questions about this, please reach out to Pre-Health Advising for their recommendations. That said, a score of 4 or 5 on AP Environmental Science, Biology, Chemistry, Calculus, or Statistics can fulfill the requirements listed here for the ENVS and ENSH majors. Similarly, Higher level IB exams with scores of 5, 6, or 7, if you're not pre-health, can be used to fulfill the biology, chem, and math requirements that are listed here. Note, these exam scores will not automatically satisfy major requirements. If you want to use your exam scores to satisfy these requirements, you need to let your advisor know so that they can make the substitutions on your STARS report. For a full list of exam credit at USC, you can visit the link on this slide. That's also where you can find more info on A-level exam credit. Also, let your advisor know if you took any college-level environmental studies or political science coursework already. Especially for environmental studies majors, this could potentially help fulfill some lower division requirements. There are a number of opportunities that are of interest to ENVS and ENSH majors. One is the ability to take required coursework for the major at the Wrigley Marine Science Center on Catalina Island. Students get the opportunity to live and learn on the island and take some of the courses that are listed here. Environmental Studies also has a scientific diving course, ENS 298AL, which is popular, and students can earn credit for doing research through ENS 490. There's also the Environmental Internship Program, which helps juniors and seniors get placed in internships with local environmental organizations, and students can get academic credit by enrolling in ENS 492 with their internship. The Environmental Studies program has a regular newsletter that puts out opportunities. There are student representatives for the program and also mentorship opportunities, as well as a ton of student organizations on campus related to the environment and sustainability that often attract majors in this program. There are summer internship opportunities, opportunities to learn about climate-related careers, career panels, weekend skill workshops at Wrigley Marine Science Center, and all these types of opportunities are often advertised in the ENS newsletter. There are also funding opportunities, including fellowships and scholarships that are specific for environmental studies program students, as well as USC-wide programs like SURF and SOAR, which can provide funding when students are doing research with a USC faculty member. There are overseas studies options for students looking to go abroad, and a progressive degree program, or PDP, in environmental studies. PDPs allow students to simultaneously work towards a master's degree while completing their undergraduate degree, and most students will complete both degrees within 5 years. Students typically apply as juniors to these programs, so this is something to keep in mind for the future.